get these washed up really good. We're gonna get all that surface rust off with a scouring pad and a brush and all that. And then to go one more step, we're gonna come out here and spray it down after it's been dried. Immediately after coming out of the sink, we're gonna dry it, put Eastwod Afterblast on it, and that's gonna give it a, I believe it's a zinc phosphate coating, but it also has a minor acid in it to etch off any remaining surface rust. So it's kind of just something I'm going to try here to help prevent any chipping of the paint later, because I mean, I've had so many projects in the past that I've painted and they've chipped off and delaminated, and you know, most of those are probably attributed to surface prep, and I just want to go the little bit of an extra step this time. You know, that soda blast in combination with the Afterblast treatment, and just being careful and wiping down everything before I paint. I'm hoping, you know, if that doesn't do it, at least I won't feel bad that I didn't do my due diligence, put it that way. And so I'm not going to go over, you know, everything I did for the soda blasting. It's pretty self-explanatory. I'll kind of show you my setup though. First of all, these bins, I got those at I think it was Goodwill. They were like $2 a piece because they were broken. You can bargain with people. There's a couple of little broken pieces, so I got them marked down. This is the Harbor Freight blast kit. It's not specifically a soda blaster, but it was very economical. I think the whole thing was 30 or 40 bucks, something like that. I bought I think it was a 50-pound bag of baking soda there while I was there, and boy, I'll tell you, this is worth the money. It's not meant for soda blasting. It doesn't say it on the cover, but it works good. You know, sometimes you have to wait a little bit for the soda to catch up. You'll be spraying it full trigger and you'll see the soda come out and it'll etch, and then maybe a second or two it'll kick out and then it'll come back in. So I mean, it's not a professional job, but I mean, I pull this thing out and I set it up in a minute with my compressor on full pressure. I have a compressor that goes from 90 to 125 psi. I kind of set it in that range on my regulator, about 90 psi or so, and it works great. You know, I use a little helmet with it I got from Tractor Supply. It's okay, it's pretty cheap, but it's better than having nothing. So what I do here is I go over to my corner of my yard, up here by an old tree stump. My son built a little table. I thought he was going to build a portable table, but he nailed it to the tree stump. So, as you see, you got to be careful with the lawn around the soda blasting, so don't think we're going to be using the table much. So what I did today was I blasted over here. And I blasted on this old cedar stump. Excuse me. You can see the baking soda around. Fortunately, this is on the edge of my woods, and I want all these weeds to die anyway. You know, they're just viney leaves and poison ivy, so they can rot for all I care. This is my boy. And I'll tell you, our grass is really having it hard this year. It's been very dry. So I wanted to do a little bit of talking about the Afterblast. As you recall from the last time we looked at the lathe, I had done some soda blasting on all the parts, and I wanted to get it down to that nice gray bare metal, and it did. And it left it good and protected for, you know, several weeks. Some of the parts were only a week old, and some of them were in there for quite a while in storage in my garage. And so, you know, in order to paint over that stuff, I guess you have to really get all the baking soda out of the crevices, and I heard it was really problematic with cast iron, so I soaked it really good in my kitchen sink with really hot water, hot as I could get out of the tap. And I scrubbed it really good with some Scotch Brite, and soaked it and rinsed it with water. And I noticed immediately after I pulled it out, I left this part over here, the tailstock. Left it in for a little bit and it started turning brown immediately. I wiped it off a little bit, but you can still see some of the remnants. So as you notice, they kind of, all the parts have a golden kind of hue to them now. I don't know if that shows up on camera, but they're definitely not the white gray metal that I was seeing before. Okay, so here we go. I got my spray bottle and I'm gonna soak everything down. Eventually. I don't know if you can see this, but the golden hue is already coming off. Wow, that's amazing. I'm kind of using a lot of this stuff because it's a really warm day. It's over 80 degrees right now. For New Hampshire, that's pretty damn warm. We don't want the stuff to dry on there. And they say not to let the product dry on here, but it's kind of hard on these intricate pieces. Trying to get in here. I just feel like I should be rinsing it down with some water, but I'm not sure. Sure if that's something I should be doing.